One dog dead, another missing after an alligator attack in Venice. Why police and the owner are now asking for the public's help. Plus, how local law enforcement is preparing for the July 4th holiday to make sure you're safe at crowded events. And an update on the so-called killer grandma accused of murdering a Bradenton woman to assume her identity. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Tonight, one dog is confirmed dead while another remains missing and is presumed dead following an alligator attack. The attack took place early Friday night at a park in Venice. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live with more details as to what exactly happened. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, good evening. The attack happened here at Shamrock Park. The dogs involved are German Shepherds.
Their dogs were their kids, were their families.
Benita Stagno could hardly control her emotions. The two German Shepherds were attacked by an alligator in this area of Shamrock Park in Venice. One of the dogs suffered a crushed skull, and the injuries were so severe it had to be put to sleep. The other one remains missing and is presumed dead. Stagno and her husband walk their dogs here frequently. Stagno tells us she is friends with the dog's owner and would dog sit the canines once in a while.
Dogs had their routine. They would jump in the water, and this time they didn't come out.
One of the friends of the dog's owner met with an officer from the Florida Wildlife Commission and with members of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office at the site of this horrible attack. The attack happened Friday night while the two dogs were running around off-leash in an area known as Alligator Creek, not far from the basketball court. Gary Nodler was walking his dog near the area where this attack took place when we told him the news.
I think it's a shame. I feel bad for the owner. It's a real tragedy when you lose a dog. They get curious probably for the gator, and if you get too close to one of them, they can run pretty good.
People who use the park are being warned to be extra careful, and you are strongly urged to keep your dogs on leash at all times. Venice resident Caitlin Plows was at the playground at Shamrock Park with her son. She was shocked to hear what happened.
It's very scary. I mean, I don't personally own dogs, but for anybody who owns dogs and is walking them around, it's obviously something you have to be aware of.
The alligator and the missing dog have yet to be located. FWC officials are working closely with Sarasota County to locate, capture, and remove the alligator. And if you have any more information on this gator attack, you're being asked to contact FWC. Their investigation does continue. Reporting live from Venice this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Rick, thank you. A follow-up now on the grandma accused of murdering a Bradenton woman to assume her identity. Prosecutors in Fort Myers announcing today they will seek the death penalty for 56-year-old Lois Reese. She's charged with the shooting death of Pamela Hutchinson in Fort Myers Beach. Prosecutors say Reese killed Hutchinson, stole her credit cards and her vehicle, and then fled off to Texas. Reese is also suspected in the shooting death of her husband in Minnesota. She is expected in court next week for a case hearing. Sarasota County detectives are warning people about hiring licensed contractors. This after arresting 12 people last week as a part of Operation Freelancer. The investigation involves undercover detectives hiring people claiming to be contractors but are not licensed to do so. Each person arrested was charged with a felony. Deputies say they are repeat offenders, some with prior felony charges, others with prior convictions. Northport police are looking for the owner of this truck. They say whoever was driving it stole a leaf blower and an edger from a landscaper. Police say it happened last week off of Abbotsford Street. If caught, that person could face felony charges. If you have any details on that person or people who could have been involved, you're being asked to call Northport Police. And Venice police want your help identifying this woman. They say she stole hundreds of dollars worth of dental products from a store. If you recognize her, call Venice Police. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast for tomorrow morning. Bob.
Right now, we're looking at some heavy storms that were around earlier. Those showers now winding down, but starting to redevelop off into the Gulf now. Associated with the East Coast breeze that made it all the way over to the West Coast, we have a nice east wind now, cooling things down a little bit too. It's one of the benefits of this rain cool air. We are seeing some slightly cooler temperatures. You'll notice a little flare-up of storms off the coast of Siesta Key. That one cell has some potential for generating some lightning. Boy, we had a heck of a lightning display display this evening looking east. A tremendous amount of lightning with this particular cell right there. At one point counted over 700 strikes in just 10 minutes. Now that is for the most part gone. You'll notice how the showers kind of worked their way toward the coast, and then once they got west of I-75 they seem to lessen up quite a bit. We have some light rain lingering, but that's about it across Manatee County. This cell just starting to pop a little bit as a result of it hitting the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico now with water temperatures at 87 degrees. You can see that already reaching up to 30,000 feet. So we're going to start to see some lightning from here, from this cell in just about, I'd say, 5 to 10 minutes, at least a few lightning strikes. What we have is the area of low pressure that brought us the rain on Saturday as well west. We have another one spinning quite clearly. You can see it on the water vapor imagery. This is going to be moving across Florida throughout Tuesday and Wednesday, and that will enhance our thunderstorms somewhat, despite the fact there's even dry air around it. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. As Americans across the country kick off the 4th of July holiday week, security is top of mind across the country. In Ohio, authorities say they've arrested a man who was planning an Independence Day attack on downtown Cleveland. Karen Kafa has more on the arrest and why law enforcement says that threat spanned beyond Cleveland.
Authorities have arrested a Cleveland man they say had a terrifying goal this 4th of July.
This defendant was walking around downtown Cleveland, conducting reconnaissance on what he thought was a large-scale attack.
On Monday, the FBI Cleveland Division announced the arrest of Demetrius Nathaniel Pitts. They say days ago he told an undercover agent he was planning to carry out a large-scale attack on the holiday.
He looked for locations to park a van that would be packed with explosives.
Before his arrest Sunday, authorities say Pitts reiterated his plans to inflict mass harm and specifically target military members and their families. The details are chilling.
Just yesterday, he discussed giving remote control cars packed with explosives and shrapnel to the children of our military uniform members.
Pitts, also known as Abdur Rahim Rafiq, was charged in federal court with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization. He had been under FBI surveillance since 2017 after allegedly expressing his support for al-Qaeda.
Pitts' statements of violent intentions continue to cause concern during the investigation.
The FBI says Pitts also planned to target other cities, including Philadelphia, where he had previously lived. Authorities say the news shouldn't alter people's July 4th plans because the agencies involved did what they needed to do and will remain vigilant.
The reason the Joint Terrorism Task Force works is because all the people to my left and right, we are forever grateful.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Here on the Suncoast, local law enforcement is preparing for the July 4th holiday, putting plans in place to make sure you're safe at crowded events. This year, the major fireworks shows are happening on Siesta Key, the Sarasota Bayfront, the Bradenton Riverwalk, and at Nathan Benderson Park. At each event, law enforcement will be in uniform, undercover, and even some on horseback patrolling the large crowds. Most law enforcement agencies are also using social media to watch for any threats. However, law enforcement also relies on the community to call Crime Stoppers or 911 with any threats of suspicious activity that you may experience either at those events or before the crowded events.
Obviously, this could, attract someone who's attention gathering, but the odds are extremely remote anything happening. So it's more to put back on the public to say don't be hesitant to call if they have a fear.
Many law enforcement agencies won't talk about what specific intel they have in place, but they do want the community to know they are prepared. And a staple of the 4th of July is, of course, fireworks and sparklers. And while they can be fun, it's important to keep a few things in mind. It is illegal to launch fireworks here in Florida, but there will be public fireworks shows at the Bayfront Park, Siesta Beach, Bradenton Riverfront, and other areas, as we just mentioned. If you're celebrating with sparklers, even though they are small, they can leave a bad burn.
Keep a safe distance even from sparklers. They burn at about 2,000 degrees, so at times people do get burns from sparklers.
If you do end up burning yourself or your skin starts to blister, blacken, or become severely burned, make sure to call 911. Sarasota County fire officials also reminding people if you are burning anything to keep a water source close by just in case of an emergency. More than 2 million people are expected to be on vacation this week for Independence Day. AAA says that's a significant increase compared to last year. Tomorrow is expected to be one of the busiest days of the week on the roads, and experts are advising drivers to pack their patience.
plan ahead. If you're going to fly or if you're going to drive, just expect the roadways to be crowded, expect the airports to be crowded. Give yourself more time than you would otherwise. And remember, it's a vacation, it's not a race.
While gas prices are up, the cost of airfare is actually down this summer. The most popular Independence Day travel destination for 2018 is Orlando. And nearly 40 million people are expected to hit the road for 4th of July trips this week, and they'll be paying more for gas. AAA reports the average price is $2.90, a 4-year high for this holiday period. Overall, that will cost drivers $1 billion more than it did last year. A recent survey showed the top fear of travelers is overpaying for gasoline. And according to the app Gas Buddy, here are the cheapest prices right here on the Suncoast. In Sarasota, you can fill up at the Texaco on Fruitville for $2.65. In Bradenton, you can fill up at Mobile on First Street for $2.65 as well. And in Venice, you can fill up for $2.65 at the Shell on US 41. The city of Northport is announcing a road closure that will be happening this week. Pan American Boulevard between US 41 and Green Street will be closing one lane on this Friday. Construction crews will be making repairs on the bridge there. The city is warning drivers that delays may be possible in that area. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus why this sinkhole shut down a highway and closed down a school in South Florida. And a Florida deputy is being called a hero after helping a teen chased up a tree by an alligator.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Bob, you've had some great lightning videos that you've posted on social media, as well as some of our viewers. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, and pictures too. I've got some great photos too. And I know some people have been asking about red tide. They put out again, a beach advisory, but they left Sarasota County out this time. So no longer under the beach advisory. Although Cindy Desmond, who sends in photos all the time, says she was out there today and she was coughing a little bit and sneezing a little bit. So there's still some impacts, but not as bad as they have been. I think Charlotte County and Lee County still in that advisory. Here's what's going on right now. Here's the tower cam. I want to show you what a outflow boundary is. You can see it coming. You see it moving up toward the camera there from some heavier storms and the east coast sea breeze making its way to the west coast, firing off some big storms tonight along the sun coast, and those big storms basically staying east of I-75. You'll see that in the radar picture. Here's one of those shots from Genevieve Nicholson Judge, and she shot this from Heritage Harbor. Notice it's a bolt from the blue. It's coming from the top of the storm out away from the rain area. That does happen. You can travel some 10 miles. Sarasota, Rita right there getting that shot near the 10th Street boat ramps. And get a look at this. Val at it again, getting that nice looking lightning going from cloud to cloud. That's usually when a storm is dissipating there that you see that. Boy, the storms were heavy at times, though, moving through parts of the Suncoast. Parrish had some tremendous rainfall and an extreme amount of lightning at one point. That now is out in the Gulf of Mexico. We talked about it at the top of the news. It would start generating lightning, and sure enough, the lightning is occurring now. And so another spectacular show, and I'm sure the lightning mafia, who takes pictures and photos and tries to capture that lightning, is having a field day now with all this lightning just developing within the last 5 minutes. Some light rain still lingering now in Bradenton near Parrish and stretching off toward Palmetto, Ellington, Manatee County getting that rain. But most of the rain fell east of I-75, although there was some heavier rainfall between Venice and Northport earlier today, 1.2 inches there. 1.9, nearly 2 inches of rainfall in Punta Gorda, 2.5 in Pensacola. Well, we had one low leave. That brought us the rain on Saturday, and another low spinning. You can see it quite clearly on this satellite imagery. And by the way, that it does not appear to be a tropical storm, does not appear to have that chance because of some strong winds. But the good news is Colorado State University, who leads in predicting these storms, has dropped their forecast below average on all the counts there. So that's good news. Earlier in the season, they had it slightly above average. Now it's below due to the looks like a cold water in the Atlantic. On top of that, El Nino expected to develop. You can see showers again rolling in tomorrow afternoon, starting to develop and then push off toward the west. Most of it should be over again by the start of the fireworks. And Nathan Benderston Park going to have some fireworks tomorrow night. Then more showers are expected on Wednesday. Scattered storms could delay some of the fireworks display. We'll have to keep an eye on that for you. Rain chances are fairly high through the evening hours. 77 right now, and the humidity at 79%. Our high today, 91, 75 the low. That's right at the average. And we're below average for rainfall for the year at 2.54 inches below average. Tomorrow's forecast, hot again. Heat index up near 100 degrees by noon, and a good chance for late day storms. Heat advisories have been in effect for the Northeast and throughout the Mid-Atlantic coast states today as a result of oppressive heat over the southern plains states. 101 tomorrow expected in Dallas, 95 in the nation's capital. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be out of the east and turning to the north-northwest late in the day, 5 to 10 knots. A light chop out there, the water temperature now at 87 degrees. The extended forecast calling for a good chance for scattered showers and storms late in the day, both on Tuesday and Wednesday, and in through the evening, and then 40 to 50% chances all the way through the weekend as we look at typical summer-like weather with heat indices up near 100. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. A local law enforcement agency and government may face a delay in getting reimbursed from the Florida Division of Emergency Management following Hurricane Irma. The FDEM says it's asking for more information from the Manatee County Sheriff's Office and the City of Sarasota in order to distribute public assistance funding. The state currently has projects totaling $34 million, some of those in the City of Sarasota and Manatee County. New at 11, a sinkhole in South Florida closes down parts of Florida's Turnpike. This sinkhole opened up in Doral today because of a water main break and disrupted rush hour traffic. You can see the roadway submerged in the water. Miami-Dade College's nearby campus had to cancel classes because of the water main break, and students were warned to avoid that area. Police say that the road in that area will remain closed until further notice. Some encouraging news for the families of the 17 victims killed in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. Today, the Broward Education Foundation announcing how the money from a GoFundMe campaign will be distributed. Each family will receive $400,000. 18 injured survivors will split $1.6 million. Some students who were inside of the building while the shooting happened will receive about $2,500, and students who were on campus but not in the building will receive $1,000 each. The GoFundMe campaign raised more than $10 million. 100% of those profits will go to the victims and their families. An update now on the case of the Seminole Heights killer. The parents of the man accused of killing 4 people in Tampa earlier this year have been released from house arrest today. Prosecutors say the couple gave the court enough information. Howell Donaldson III's parents have been under house arrest for 5 months after being held in contempt of court for refusing to answer questions. The trial for their son continues.
My daughter's stuck in a freaking tree. There's gators surrounding her.
A Florida teen living to tell the tale of her encounter with a gator. It happened Friday in Central Florida. The 15-year-old teen was floating on a raft near Alexander Springs when she noticed the gator swimming toward her. She quickly reached the shore and then climbed up a tree to safety, but that persistent alligator refused to give up.
When the deputy got on scene, the father took him back to the location of where she was, and when he got back there, he could hear the gator hissing. It was about 3 feet from the tree base, and the girl couldn't get down, obviously.
The deputy thinks that gator was about 11 feet long. He shot a single round from his rifle, killing the gator, and then helped the teen down from the tree. One cruise ship worker is counting his blessings after an incredible rescue at sea. The 33-year-old crew member was lost in the water for nearly 24 hours after going overboard just north of Cuba. At one point, the search was even called off, but then another cruise ship spotted him and pulled him out of the water to safety.
We slowed down, turned the ship around and maneuvered the Carnival Glory near where the person was in the water.
Now, there are still questions, including how he fell overboard in the first place. But for now, the cruise ship finding him is nothing short of a miracle. Sarasota County can no longer afford to maintain 5 parks, so it is now handing them over to the city of Sarasota. The 5 parks are Arlington, Centennial, Ken Thompson Park, Payne Park, Tennis Center, and the Sarasota Lawn Bowling Club. The problem is that this now puts a $900,000 deficit in the city's budget. To pay for this, administrators proposed a property tax increase that would come down to $18 on a $200,000 home per year. But last week, commissioners voted against this, directing staff to find something else to cut. The city says it will now need to hire 28 new part-time and full-time staff for those parks.
It is a difficult thing to budget for, no question about it, and actually hire for, because we're looking to actually hire for these positions by October 1st, which is going to be very difficult to make sure we transition the people into those positions and make sure that the residents and citizens don't feel any issues or effects of those transitions.
This upcoming Monday, commissioners will revisit this topic and vote once again on the potential property tax increase. The Venice Farmers Market is getting a new location. Because of the road construction in downtown, the Farmers Market will now be moving to Avenue des Parcs near City Hall. This Saturday will be the first Farmers Market at this new location until that road project is finished. Summer hours for the Farmers Market are Saturdays at 8 o'clock in the morning until noon. A follow-up on the festivities from this weekend's Grand Prix. According to representatives from that event, the rain did not slow down the racers on Saturday. All of the races scheduled did happen. And Sunday saw record crowds on Lido Beach with more than 10,000 people. More than 30 boaters also competed. The amount of money raised will be announced next month. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight on Kimmel. Thumbs up. Let's hear it for John Hamm.
Thanks.
Plus the ultra cool Lil Rel Howery.
What up?
And celebrate with America's newest citizens.
Tell them what they get.
They get it. An apple pie. Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight on ABC.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
LeBron James, one of the greatest players in NBA history, once again leaving his hometown to take his talents elsewhere. This time he's going to Los Angeles, and he has 154 million reasons why. That's the amount of his new 4-year contract. But why would he leave one of the top teams in the league and then break Cleveland's heart once again? We talked to a former NBA player who played with LeBron in Cleveland in 2003. Gerard Ward says LeBron probably believes the Lakers have a better shot at winning the title. He recalls playing with LeBron 15 years ago.
I spent some time with Cleveland in 2003. LeBron came in as an 18-year-old rookie, and at that time you knew he was going to be something special just by his demeanor, his work ethic, and he was always physically ready. Mentally, it was the biggest challenge for him, but he was able to make the transition seem very easy.
Gerard and LeBron were both named top high school players in the nation. Well, the start of the Wimbledon has fans on the edge of their seats as one fan favorite goes home and another returns to the court. Last year's Wimbledon winner Sloane Stephens is going home today, and Serena Williams wins her first Wimbledon match as a mom. She faces Victoria Tomova on Wednesday morning. That's a look at sports. We'll have your winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically. And I don't know what we would have done without that.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
An Arizona woman says her puppy saved her from a rattlesnake, but not without a showdown. Paula Godwin says she and the young golden retriever were on a walk when she nearly stepped on the snake. She says her dog Todd then jumped into action by jumping right in front of her leg, and instead of biting her, the snake bit Todd in the face. The brave pup is expected to fully recover, but poor little thing.
Cute dog too,
I know,
yeah.
his poor little face. We don't deserve dogs. They are just too sweet.
Doing some good things right there. Well, here's some lightning that was sent in. Get a look at this. This is Stone Castle, and I saw this lightning strike.
wow.
Look at that. Pretty amazing going up. It doesn't have enough energy to get down, but it's going up right there. We're getting some impressive strikes, too, out on Siesta Key right now as well. And as far as the forecast goes, we are looking at a pretty nice day tomorrow to start things off. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny, and then showers and storms developing late in the afternoon and evening.
All right, thank you so much, Bob, and thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.